there where my tractor is, but it was built on concrete block, and it just basically fell off the foundation. There's the propane tank.
Okay. It looks like about 1,000 or more.
So we just use that as a place to park stuff.
Uh-huh.
And the garden, we've got it, all those Belgian blocks and bricks up there, so that's really a very mature garden.
Beautiful.
This tree in front is a chestnut, and we've got about half a dozen of those around.
Okay.
These are all fruit trees.
These are all fruit trees. There's the chicken house.
This is the old corn crib, which we use as a gardening shed.
Okay.
It's got a new roof on it, so it's dry. They just put some more hay in here. So these are the square bales I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And this is belongs to Robbie Burr, and he basically tries to sell it, or some of his friends take it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my hay over here. And so we just throw it down to the horses there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our garlic harvest. We harvest it and we hang it here to dry, and these are our onions and scallions and things. So we'll be boxing this up shortly, and it pretty well keeps over the winter, especially the red onions.
Wow. Very nice.
And
It's great.
this is redwood, which I am going to take to California. This is oak. I'm not sure what to do about
Now,
that.
what are you going to do with the redwood in California?
Oh, I'm going to build something, benches or
Very nice.
Potting. It depends on where we end up, you know.
Cool.
But it's just such beautiful wood. And
Yeah.
So I think I showed you last time. You see hand-hewn beams and wooden pegs,
Yep.
and
And the barn's definitely from the 1800s, right?
well, we found a date embossed underneath the eaves up there, 1885.
1885.
And so we assume that they embossed it when they were putting it in. And up here, there are all these trap doors, so they could drop hay down to animals in different stalls.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a room where we store extra furniture and stuff. So, but it is mostly wired in, but there is a hole down there. So we let one of our cats hang out in here.
Okay.
And that's the cat that just had some babies, and we haven't found where they are yet, but somebody saw them last week. So that's a wagon that we would like to convey. If somebody saw value in it. It's the decking, the floor of it needs to be rebuilt, but it's a beautiful wagon.
How old of a wagon is this?
Well, we don't know, and it's obviously been rebuilt somewhat. This is an archery range here.
Okay.
And there's another room over here. So there's a key up there in case somebody really wants to see this, but it's where I tend to keep stuff I don't want to have disappear. You know, in all the years here, we've never locked the place, never had a single thing taken away, so secure. But I keep my chainsaws and my weed whackers and our bicycles and stuff out here. And Ellie calls it my barn office.
Nice.
But I just tend to put things here that I don't want to have disappear.
Absolutely.
And that's that trap door that goes downstairs. So, I think one of these lights works here.
Bulb's burned out.
But I'm pretty sure this works, but maybe this one works for the one here. There's another light over there which is not working right now, so comparable with this one here.
Okay. So that's the barn. Second floor.
Okay, oh, Peter, no,